Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our very first episode of a brand new series. We're going to be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. We are ready to get started, and we're going to be starting from a brand new, fresh game, very first episode. Welcome, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Quirky, who definitely did just a shout out to you. Thank you for convincing me to do this on stream. You know, in hindsight, and I think it's definitely the better move to, or I guess foresight as well. I think it'll be best to put this as a stream game. That way, you can see everything all at once. You can come on and interact with the game, and yeah, I hope to have you all here for the journey. Let's go ahead, start up a new game. Super excited to get into it. And oh, wait a second. I selected load game. Wait. I see. There we go. Okay, we've got two different loads here. One, apparently I have 52.4 hours in. One I have 19.5. Sometimes I accidentally keep the game going. But they're actually... They look to be at the similar spot in the quest. We're going to be starting entirely fresh. Oh. The first major decision. Normal versus hardcore. I'm not sure if I've ever played hardcore before. So, I believe the difference is, I was listening up a little bit on it today, throughout the day. From what I understand, the differences between normal mode and hardcore mode are going to be quite a few. Hardcore, you can choose different options. Oh. There we go. Now we got music for some reason we didn't earlier. Alright. Better. Fixed. I'm going to turn up the music volume for you there. Let me know if it gets too loud. This is the volume that I usually have it for my streams. I've been told that my music has been quiet before, so... alright. So, yeah, we've got the choice between normal and hardcore mode. And, so, hardcore it removes things, from my understanding, like the target reticle in the center, to help, like, for the combat assist, and a few other differences, like, selling things is much more difficult. Okay, music sounds good. I'm assuming that's what I'm taking out of that. So anyways, hardcore, it will change around the way that your map and compass works. It will, of course, make it much more difficult. It will, remove the combat helper, the 5-pointed star from the combat option, and meaning that you'll have to look specifically at just their actual movements, like their body movements, instead of keeping an eye on the center reticle. And a couple other things that I don't actually know. I think it's slower skill gain as well. We are going to go into normal just because I am not an expert at the game, and hardcore might be a little bit too much for me. Big, deep story in this game. Oh, I see. I understand now, Quirky. If we play on normal now, then we have to play on hardcore if we do it again. Yeah, that could definitely be a challenge. What a peaceful place. Skalitz in the year 1403 in Bohemia. Yeah, I guess we've never actually entered the castle before. Like in the main story, we don't actually get to enter the castle. So I've never seen the inside of it. But, of course, Skalitz here is a very important town because it is the home of a large silver mine. And that there is the lord of this town. Or of this, town. Sir Radzig is his name.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's an impressively good relationship right there.
Henry!
How old is Henry?
Get up now.
I assume he's
There's work
mid to
to be
late
done.
20s. That might be a little bit too much, but...
Get up or I'll come get you up, you slugabed.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you
That's
rogue.
kind of a little bit of a nasty thing to say. At least for a parent. Alright. So, coming up, we got some important decisions to make. Very, very minor character
A fine
creation.
state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
So, some of these questions will, of course, be what determines some of our starting attributes. So, of course, it says here, character. By means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you'll select your character's default characteristics. If you're not satisfied with them, not to worry, all characteristics can be further developed without limitations. So, what did we do? What did we get up to last night? So, we've got a few options. Chatting at the tavern will give 1 level into our speech ability. Dancing would give us points in agility. Being with Bianca would give vitality. I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why. I wonder if that's because of, like, alcohol stuff, but I'm not sure. And I was working in the forge, which is the strength. And yes, Quirky's piping in here. She is suggesting that we get speech. As much speech as possible. And the reason for that is because every stat can be leveled fairly easily, fairly infinitely, speech, and fairly passively for the most part as well. However, with speech, the only way that, at least I know, with all of the research that I was doing today, was, you know, I just have it playing in my ear while I'm working. It's helpful. Anyways, with all the research that I was doing, the only way to actually level up speech is through talking about talking with new interactions and new like choosing every different speech option in a dialogue. So every little time you have a new dialogue with someone, you get a little bit of speech skill. And of course, there's a limited amount of people you could talk to, and it can be difficult. And yeah. Anyways, yeah, you have to talk to everyone. You have to choose every option in the dialogue, and that's how you build up speech as much as possible. Thank you, Quirky. I was having a little hard time wording that. Anyways, we will go. Where's my mouse? Oh, maybe I don't have a mouse. How do I enter? There we go.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern.
We will go 2
Some
points into
wayfarer
speech.
stopped by.
We'll be able
He
to
was
increase
telling
all
us
the
what's
other ones
going on
fairly
in the
early
world
on as
and,
well.
Well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Ah. Why would I be interested in sword fighting? Or someone was teaching us archery, saying we were with Bianca again, or why does it matter? Oh, it's not a brute strength. It's admitting, yes, I was doing sword fighting, and the sword fighting is what was increasing our strength. We're gonna go once again with a speech option here.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere as usual.
We can say, leave it be. You're misjudging them. My friends aren't drunks. Or I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, not this again. Leave it lie, Mother.
I am hungry.
Can I get something to eat?
That would be helpful.
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Nice. And let's get some more information here. And of course, choosing every option in dialogue will give us more speech XP.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
That's a little bit of foreshadowing, huh? Alright, what help do you
Need
need?
me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Okay. That'll be all then. Alright, so we are here, and we did wake up hungry. As you can see, on the bottom of the screen, we've got our health bar as well as our stamina bar. And our maximum stamina is actually reduced and is actually slowly ticking down because our food is going, essentially run out. Let me remember what the controls are of the game. Inventory is set to I. Tab is set to lock on opponent. Q is for block. Usually I use tab for inventory, so I will keep it on I. Because tab is used for combat, and I probably shouldn't remove that. So here we go. In our inventory screen, we've also got, so this is, of course, all that we have on us. We've got the trunk keys, which I believe is access to a little storage that we can have beside our bed. And we've got access to all of our skills. We've got 3 levels in speech because of the options that we chose, and a little extra from the dialogue that we had with our mother. We've got 1 of each in strength, agility, vitality. That can increase. So we can actually sort skills by combat, defense, warfare, all of the different weapons, and different perks that we can get as we level up in those trees. Different skills as well that are not combat related. Alchemy, drinking, herbalism, which is going to be one of the big ones for getting up today. And yeah, we can also press Q for more info. For example, flower power will, when we have herbs in our inventory, we get a +2 charisma bonus. And we have horsenip. When horses have herbs in their saddlebag, they'll shy less, they'll be a little bit more confident. Botanist gives us 15% higher price when selling herbs. Leg day will, every time we bend down to pick up an herb, we'll gain a bit of strength XP. So that is going to be the big bonus, and we get that at level 10. We can also see by clicking on the herbalism skill itself, we unlock perk points at levels 5, 10, 15, and 20. So we'll get 4 perk points total. So eventually we'll be able to grab all of these options, and that'll be at level 20. But the first ones we're going to be looking for is at level 5, we'll probably go for the flower power. Level 10, we'll grab leg day. And then we'll probably grab botanist and then horsenip. That's going to be what we're going to do with that. And there's also a secret hidden skill here in Herbalism that after picking somewhere around 100 poisonous herbs, you actually get a +2 to your constitution stat. Or not constitution, but vitality stat. So you can get multiple points of strength from the leg day perk, as well as vitality from picking up poisonous herbs, and we grab the speech early from the interactions talking with her mom, and we've also got points in main level, and if we wanted to, we could grab one of these right away. I think I'm going to wait for these, though. So, they definitely can be some good options, but we're going to, I'm going to want to save up some perk points here, because we get a lot better options as we level a little bit further here. So we're at main level, and we have just leveled up to level 2, and see, our current progress is next to none. So we also get perk points when in main level. Every second level, you get 1 perk point, and of course, the perk points unlock at level 2, level 4, 6, 8, and so on. So any option that has the level 2, for example, will essentially, in a progression system, we'll be able to only pick 1 out of all of these that have the same minimum level. Or, we could skip the minimum level 2 to grab maybe 2 of minimum level 4, or so on. So that's probably what we're going to do there. Time to go level up with some leg day, and as you can see, we've got a debuff. They show up here in the buff section, or you can see them up here as well. And let's see the info here. Hungry, because our nourishment is at 40 right now. Our stamina is decreased, and eventually we'll start losing health. Actually starving to death. Let's not have that. So let's go ahead and find some breakfast. To eat any food, pick it up in the inventory tab food. Select what you want to eat, and then eat it by holding E. So, what can we pick up here? Okay, that takes up a little... That definitely takes a decent while with the...
I could do with a bite to eat.
Pick up animation. That's fine, though. Anything else around here? We'll grab some more apples. I'm not sure if we need this many apples, but they are here. And if we don't eat them, we can probably just sell them at the merchant. And yes, we do have a pot on the stove. Thank you, Quirky. And we've also got some cheese here. So this pot on the stove, I just wanted to check on one thing. We've got 40 total nourishment. So eating it from the pot will give us how many nourishment? That will bring us up to 64. So that gave us 24 total nourishment. If we need a little bit more to eat, you can open up and see the apples here. The apples will give 2 nourishment and 2 health. They last for 5 days. They've got a freshness of 100% right now. Bread rolls will give a 7 in nourishment. And the cheese will give 10, but reduce our energy. So 3 things we need to look at here is keep an eye on. I guess 4 things technically. We've got health, energy, nourishment, and stamina. Those are our 4 main things to keep an eye on. Health, of course, is how much health we have. Stamina will act as a buffer for combat. Before we take health damage, we'll take some stamina damage. Only when we're actually tired do we start taking that health damage, to my knowledge. I might find that out different soon, as we get more into the game. Energy, of course, you need to sleep in the game. That's a very important part of living. And nourishment will be the amount of food that you have. And we've got a lentil soup as well. Durability in days 2. That's not going to last a whole long, huh? Let's go ahead and eat that lentil soup. That'll give us 72 nourishment. I'm not going to eat the cheese yet, because that'll make us a bit tired. Let's eat the bread. That'll bring us up to 86 nourishment. Let's go with a whole 90 there. That should be good there. And what else do we have around here? Ah, there it is. So we've got this trunk here. And we've got a few things. We actually getting 3 savior snaps. And in this game, this is one of the 2... Oh, there's only 2 ways to save in this game. One of them is to consume savior snaps, and the other way is in certain major events from the quests. Also, the marigold concoction. Item info, Q. There we go. Found. I see. There it is. Marigold decoction will actually restore 30 health to us over the course of a minute, I think it's saying. Then we've got bandages here and nails that we'll need later in the quests here. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for now. Fun fact, for my knowledge, this chest is actually... available to come find later in the game. Slight spoilers. I was gonna say Scarbray. That's wrong game there. But Skalitz here is going to be coming under attack fairly soon, and on the good. On a good note, we will be able to come back to the chest after it does. Essentially, after Skalitz gets attacked, we will be able to come back, and this chest will still be here. We'll be able to grab things from it if we need to as well. I'm gonna wait to loot these things for a little bit here. Some of these things we will want to keep around. Some is just food that might expire soon. Here is the outdoors. Also, there is a chest that is available in there, and once we find a lockpick, we'll be able to open that up and see what's inside of that as well. But of course, we need to actually find lockpicks here first. And of course, another thing is we're going to need to find some herbs. And I need to remember what is all a herb and what is all not a herb. There we go, nettle. So each one of these actions, for each plant we pick up, we'll gain herbalist experience. And of course, because these are nettles, these are actually counting as poisonous plants that are going to increase our vitality stat. Yeah. Alright. I need to keep an eye out for more of them. And later on, as we get more levels, we'll be able to pick up more and more herbs at a single time. So, like, we'll be able to, like, sweep our hands through and grab a whole bunch in a single action. Although, if you're looking at the leg day perk, keep in mind that with the leg day perk, you're only able to get strength points. No, it's not strength points per herb, but strength points each time you bend down to pick up an herb. So as you get higher levels and you start picking up more herbs, with a single action. Wait a second, is this a different plant? No, that's still more nettle. When you're picking up more herbs with a single action, you'll still only get one instance of strength XP from leg day. So keep that in mind. And sometimes I like just grab, like, instead of like if I am in a smaller patch of like a bunch of herbs and I'm able to and I have like that's the sweeping hands sort of thing. What I like to do is I like to actually start from one side instead of like going for the middle. Like if you're grabbing like herbs from the middle, it'll look in a circle area around it and pick up all of the same kinds of herbs. So instead of grabbing from the middle, I'll grab from an edge. So hopefully it misses some on the opposite edge that I'll be able to pick up with the second action. With leg day, effectively doubling the amount of strength points, strength XP that I would gain from that same patch of herbs there. Just something to keep in mind. While we do this, I would like to discuss what kind of build should we be going for Henry this playthrough. Of course, we saw there are a bunch of different stats. There are options for if you're doing more of a stealth gameplay. There's stealth. If you're going like there's a probably 7 or so different types of weapons. Let's see if I can list them. We've got hunting swords, short swords, long swords, and I think there's one other kind of short sword. Yeah, there's the hunting saber. I think I mentioned that one. And then there's also axes, maces, and of course there is also pole arms as well. And nice, level 3 in Herbalism now. Pole arms are a unique thing. They don't actually have a skill tied to them. And like you can find them just sometimes around the world, sometimes in armories. And they're going to be only available to carry around in your hands. So you can't just like, it's not able to fit into your inventory. So if you want to use a pole arm, you've got to be carrying it the entire time, or just using one when you find it. Of course, there's also archery as well in the game that I forgot to mention. I'm gonna go ahead and just have a look at those skills now. Of course, maybe I'll do that next time we get a perk in Herbalism. I just wanted to see like what the. Just make sure that I didn't miss any of those weapon types. The other thing is we've got the option between having our main stat or main combat stat in strength or agility. From my understanding, oh wait, it just picked up multiple plants. Looks like we're at a level that we start picking up multiple plants already with a single action. That'll speed things up a little bit. And we got some chamomile. Chamomile. Alright, thank you. Ooh. Chamomile tea would be lovely right about now. I'll have to deal with just water. And dandelions are also things that we can pick and will also be used in they also count as herbs because they can be used in specific potions and alchemy once we get into that. It'll be definitely a little while till we get alchemy. Of course, we are just a blacksmith boy and very much commoner, meaning we have no idea how to read. You know, kind of an important skill to have when you know you're doing sciencey alchemical things and You need to have a little bit of book smarts in order to do that for reading recipes, and that's going to be definitely important. Also, once we get the option, we'll be able to we'll be able to get some skill books that will be able to increase various skills as well. Wow, impressive. There's no weeds at all in the garden. Either we did that a previous day, or Arma is super. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep more of an eye out for herbs here. I'm only halfway done eating my supper. This is kind of awkward. I want to drink water and I want to eat supper, or at least eat the rest of my supper. And now I'm stuck with the controls. Don't worry, I'll forget about it soon. And then I'll have something to warm up for later. Alright, yeah. Oh, alright, this is a new type of herb. Valerian. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Yeah, we had a very late day at work. We were still working away, and I looked up at the time, and it said like 7:30. And, yeah. Then we still had to, wrap up properly and, get home. And then food, and then stream prep, which, yeah, starting a new stream actually does take quite a bit. So, Quirky, what do you have for ideas, or anyone else who might be watching? What do you guys have for ideas for a character build? We've got strength, we've got vitality, and then we've got all the different weapon types. And honestly, I think my comfort weapon is just going to be the longsword. But of course, as we level, we actually want to have different types of weapons, because as we encounter different enemies, they will actually have different resistances. So someone who has like heavy armor, trying to slice through a steel plate is going to be quite difficult. However, if we were to instead smash it with a large mace, large heavy mace, it'll be significantly more effective than... So, swapping different weapon types will be important for that. So it'll be good to grab a couple weapons. And, hey, sometimes a shield could be useful as well, because we'll be wanting to possibly protect ourselves from any archers that we might come across. And, yeah, so we don't get sniped. Or at least while we're running towards the enemy. There we go. We're definitely picking up many herbs in a single action here. How do we do crouching? Ah, stealth. If you want to sneak in somewhere, make sure no one sees you or hears you. Whether you're seen or not depends on the light outside or around you, as well as the clothing that you're wearing. Depending on the amount of noise your clothing makes, or how visible you are, those things can determine stealth. So, yeah, of course, if someone's sleeping, you could stick out like a sore thumb and wear bright, shiny armor. It's not going to actually make a difference for you. But if that armor happened to be noisy, someone who's sleeping might stir and wake up from the noise. So, two different stats that is situationally dependent on, yeah, what kind of stealthing and situations is happening. And there we go. Oh, right, we needed a Herbalism 5 for our first perk point. Let's go ahead and have a look. we go to player, skills, and herbalism. We can see we've got 1 perk point. Current XP is 3, and we need another 200 XP for herbalism. Let's go ahead and show the skills we can grab. We can learn flower power, or we can learn horsenip. And flower power, of course, is the obvious option here, giving us a +2 charisma bonus. And horsenip, we don't have a horse yet, so that's not going to be important till later. Let's go ahead. Because we've got plenty of herbs in our inventory, as you can see here. Chamomile, dandelion, nettle. We're at 65 nettle, so we're almost at +2 vitality already. And we've got some sage and some valerian. We're going to keep on picking these until we've essentially picked up every single herb in the entirety of Skalitz, which it can take a good while. But the amount of resources that you get from this original town, it is worth it. Not only do you get the leg day perk, you'll be able to start with a much better starting stats of getting bonus strength, and vitality, and charisma, but you'll also be able to sell them for gold, getting some early starting gold, and you could also, well, I guess, what I don't know is what it takes gaining, or how do you gain main level experience? Is that just all things combined here? 6% to progress of main level. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what actually causes the main level going up. Let's go ahead and have a quick read. Level is derived from your stats and your progress through the game. It's useful for comparing your character to that of your friends. With every second level you reach, you can select 1 perk that will allow you to make your character more specialized. Okay, so it looks like every time one of our stats goes up, that's when we will be gaining main level points. So increasing our strength, agility, vitality, and speech. Alright, good to know. So let's go ahead and have a look at... Oh, I guess I can't look at the different types of swords, huh? Oh wait, maybe I can. There we go. So there are... Oh, I see. Hunting sword and saber are 2 different weapons. That's what I was confusing. So, of course, weapon types, we've got axes, we've got bows, we've got maces, and we've got a variety of different types of swords. Namely, we've got short swords, hunting swords, sabers, long swords, and those are the 4 types. And then, of course, there's also unarmed. So fighting unarmed will actually not only give you bonus skill, but also improve the amount of damage you do with your fists as well. Alright. So, of course, I would like to go with, at least to start, longsword skill. Fun fact, even though longswords are of course heavier than a single-handed weapon, they actually take less strength to use. I mean, in terms of real life and not in like game terms, but they usually take less strength to use, and they're usually a fair bit more agile because of the fact that you're wielding them with 2 hands, and you've got a lot more maneuverability with that. So, as starting out, I definitely think we should be going with a bit of Yeah, I definitely think we should be going with a bit of, like, longsword stuff here. Also, are there any herbs in the bush? Well, as we get more of a clearing, we can find some. Looks like there's valerian here, and maybe we'll find some other things as well. But yeah, I would like to go with longsword first, but from what I heard, there are some longswords in the game that are actually available to be used with agility. Mind you, some of the guides, of course I was in the middle of working while I was looking at them, so I couldn't actually check when they were created, or some of the, like, fact check some of the knowledge that that I was learning. But it sounds like some weapons are agility, or some longswords, for example, are agility based, where some are strength based. I believe what determines that is the total prerequisite for wielding that weapon. So if it says that you need 5 strength in order to effectively wield this weapon, or you need 5 agility to wield this weapon, that's the stat that it's going to be based on, from my understanding. So, sounds like it can be a little bit versatile. Okay, how are we going to do this in a systematic manner? I will pick everything on this side of the rock, and then I'll sweep back to the other side, and then I'll come back here. Oh! Is that comfrey? Or is that St. John's wort? St. John's wort. It's been a while since I played this game, but apparently I still know my herbs. Yeah. There we go. That should be level 6 in Herbalism. And, it's gonna just keep going up. Once we get to level 10, that's when the real skill gain starts. Because that's gonna start giving us strength perks. You know what? I'm going to, take a pause from this area. Because there's a lot of herbs that are actually spread out, I'm gonna go to a different area, because the spread out herbs will should actually, in theory, give us more strength gain from our leg day, because we'll be able to bend down and pick them up more often. Alright. And we're not gonna be doing, like, I know there's a lot of different ways that you can get a huge start in the early game by doing things like
Health to you, Henry.
knocking people out, stealth takedowns, all the like, and essentially stripping and robbing every single person in the entirety of in the entire place of all of their clothes and everything that they own, and gutting the entire town. That's not something we're going to do, because that's not reasonable at all. Hey, a combat arena. I think we'll be able to learn here later. I'm looking for dense areas of herbs. I usually find them around fences. Like here. We got a bunch of chamomile here. And yeah, essentially I just want to grab all of the like lone plants later, because yeah, each time we bend down and pick up a herb, that's going to be another bit of strength XP there. Do a quick vault over the wall here. And let's grab some nettles. That should give us some vitality pretty soon here from the special perk. All we need to do is pick 100 poisonous plants. Can't be too hard, right? Especially when using your bare hands. I'm not sure what number we're at, but we were at 60-some earlier, so it shouldn't be that far away. Okay, I do want to just grab as much nettle as I can here. Just for the sake of it, like, vitality, one thing that it does increase from is by actually jumping and vaulting over fences, but it does gain at a very slow rate. There is next to no skill gain from actually like running and sprinting, so just be careful about that. Most of it is most of the levels comes from surviving combat. If you've survived a combat, you gain some vitality XP. Another thing is, yes, every 4 jumps that you complete, or every 4 vaults, that will give you 1 experience worth of vitality XP. So it can be pretty, it can take a long time and be pretty cumbersome to try leveling all that up. Welcome, James. Glad you could join us. We're playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance. A lovely game. I love the combat in this game. It's really well done. Right now I'm just going for the nettles along the fence. Getting that vitality perk will be wonderful. And yeah, I want to save the spread out stuff for later. Okay. And that'll be a new level in Herbalism. Have we gotten that hidden perk yet? I feel like we should have, right? Stats is now, Vitality is level 1, but it is counting as level 3. So, we don't actually get, like, base Vitality stats. So, of course, we can't go ahead and instantly grab a level 3, like we've got 3 vitality, we can't go ahead and grab a level 3 perk, and we didn't get actual levels in vitality, but we did get effective levels. So vitality will determine how much a character can endure. So the more vitality you have, the more stamina, the faster it regenerates, the longer the character lasts without getting tired, and the longer we can run. Running, surmounting obstacles, and surviving combat enhance vitality. It says running in there, but it's very little vitality XP that is gained from it. Some, but very little. And, of course, we did get that Herbalism perk as well. A hidden perk that didn't even show up in our tooltip. You've collected such a quantity of poisonous herbs or nettles that your vitality is permanently increased by +2. Yes, that's what we were looking for. Alright. So, James or Quirky there? Any thoughts? What kind of weapon style should we do? Is there something you'd like to see in particular? Like I was saying earlier, like, I really have only played with longswords. So if we wanted to try something different, we can. And longswords will still probably be a little bit of a comfort pick. But, like, I don't think I've really used much of a shield before, and that might be interesting to learn too. I'm definitely going to have a few different types of weapons that I know, and then I can kind of swap between for either certain circumstances or otherwise. We'll be back to scour all of these things properly. I'm just going to grab every herb that I can. We are starting to clear out more and more herbs with each action here. You have never played the game and don't know the options? Alright. So, I was mentioning this a little bit earlier, but I'll go ahead and repeat it. No problems there. The types of weapons we have in this game. There are axes, there are maces, there is bows, and there are also different types of swords. So we've got short swords, we've got hunting sabers, hunting swords, and we've got
God be with you, Henry.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Different types of swords. Short swords, hunting swords, sabers, and long swords. So, long swords will have, like, more versatility and, like, a little bit more of a balance. Of course, you can't use a shield with them. But you'll be able to use many more combos. Like, there's certain, like, weapon combos that you can pull off through different actions. You have never seen anyone do well with anything but a longsword and bow. As in, you've seen other things and it hasn't gone well? Or those are the only things that you have seen? That's yeah, a question for you there. And, what else was I saying? So, yeah, longswords definitely have more versatility. They have more combos, like skill combos and such. And, I think they are also a bit slower than the regular swords, which I'd say is not super realistic. But they never figured out how to use properly. Okay. Here's the thing with one-handed weapons. When you're using a one-handed weapon, it is definitely tempting to actually start using shields. And shields are, of course, going to be very good for your defense and survivability. And there are certain block skills that you can, and definitely good increases that you can get when using shields and using block skill. However, it does limit some of your options. Certain combos cannot be used when you're using a shield, which is one of the primary disadvantages of using a shield, is that it lessens your abilities to use weapon combos. But it does make blocking much easier and much more efficient as well. Although, if you're good with a longsword, you're often able to use perfect blocks with good timing, parries, different things like that. So yeah. Honestly, I think a longsword is, like, thematically very fitting. But once we get into slightly later game, we definitely will want to branch... well, even mid-game, we will want to, like, learn all of the different weapons.
Welcome, Henry.
Start to become a bit of a weapon master. And that way we're going to be able to know how to use various weapons. But every skill that we gain in a weapon skill will actually contribute towards our total warfare skill. So, warfare is kind of like the branch skill that that governs how well you do with weapons, and certain overall general skills. So, you see, main combat skills are going to be defense, primarily stuff with shields, blocking... Oh. Okay, no, that's something else. This is a defense skill, which is kind of interesting. Blocking your strikes will cost an opponent 15% more stamina. So when you're attacking, it costs them more stamina to actually block. There's also something like... yeah, honestly, there is no shield dependent thing here. Yeah, generally, Quirky, yeah, you're right. You generally should learn as many weapons as you can. We can go right into the warfare tree here. And it says, total fighting skill with weapons or unarmed. The more skillful a warrior you are, the faster your attacks are, and the harder it is for an opponent to defend against them. Also, your weapons will be less damaged by attacking and defending. So, your total warfare skill is a combination of all of the different skills, axe, bow, mace, sword, and unarmed, all together will determine your total warfare skill. So it is definitely good to be well-rounded. Not only does it give you lots of warfare, but it also allows you to be a little bit more versatile, possibly swapping to a mace if you realize that you're coming against multiple high-level, heavy armor defended targets. That the mace and the blunt damage on a mace is going to be doing a lot more, is going to have a lot bigger of an effect and do more damage, bypassing their armor types. Usually they have a lot of slashing and piercing resistance, but the blunt force will be able to get through their heavy metal armor. Which, of course, blunt force can be countered by stacking armor. As you can see here, we've got a ton of different armor slots. There's 4 here, there's 6 here for 10, and there's 14 total different armor spots. You can also equip rings, and then spurs as well. For a total of, 14, 16 if you're counting these ones, different armor slots, or accessory slots. And that's going to be, like, you can layer on a lot of armor onto your character. So you're looking for things that, like layering on some light armor, layering on some heavy armor, and you want light armor that's going to protect against your bludgeoning damage or your blunt damage. So you want some good padded armor, and then you want to put on your chain to protect against different things like slashing, and then by putting something like a heavy armor over top of it, then you get resistance to piercing, you get resistance to slashing, and you've still got the resistance to the blunt damage underneath all of it. So, we're overloaded and move more slowly. Cannot fast travel, run, and jump. Cannot sprint while overloaded. Cannot jump while overloaded. Can we vault still? Yes, we can. Vaulting is still an option. Good. I'm going to, before I start selling things, I'm going to bring them over to our house in, just by the castle town here, or the castle. And, we'll be able to offload a bunch of inventory, come back, pick up some things later. And, yeah. So, of course, one other benefit of using the different armors different types of weapons, is you're going to be able to train both with strength-based weapons and agility-based weapons. So, increasing both of those stats. I'm just going to do this for myself real quick. I want to know what each main stat will actually do for us. For example, we've got strength. Strength will define how well a character can handle physical challenges. The more strength, the less depletion of stamina when wielding heavy weapons, which is counted as most weapons except daggers and sabers. And the more powerful your attacks will be. Each level up of strength also significantly increases the capacity of your inventory. That's good to know, as our inventory is limited. It is at a total of 70 weight right now. And it also influences how fast you can sprint with a heavy load. And it is primarily increased primarily by combat. Agility, on the other hand, is a measure of speed, movement, and nimbleness. An agile character not only moves faster, which is honestly, I think, really nice. The ability to move fast and well in combat for either running away or dodging, dashing, and generally overall repositioning in the middle of combat. So yeah, an agile character not only moves faster, but is also better at evading strikes, can skillfully wield more sophisticated weapons, such as sabers, and is more skilled at archery. Archery, in turn, will also increase agility. From a little bit of the research that I was doing earlier today, apparently archery doesn't increase agility as nearly as much as it could have. Yeah, as you can see, we've got a lot of different perks here in the strength tree. Not nearly as much in the agility tree. And certain agility perks are not nearly as good as others. We'll get into perks later as we start leveling up, however. There's Vitality. Vitality has a decent amount of perks, and usually very, very good perks as well. Vitality will generally overall give you some really good perks later in the game. So, for example, like Berserk. When your health goes really low, you go Berserk and your stamina regenerates 4 times faster. So you're able to chain attacks so much easier. You're able to have more of a buffer against enemy attacks. And you've got things like Blood Rush, when if you make someone bleed, your stamina regenerates faster again. Or if you kill an opponent... If you take a fatal blow in combat, your health will regenerate 20%. It only activates once per combat, but it sounds great. And then we get like a slow passive health regen. So at the later levels, from levels 9 to 12, you really end up getting a lot of great perks. So keep an eye out, and sometimes it is just better to wait. Because Vitality, for example, you get Vitality perk points every 3rd level up. So at 3 and 6 and 9. So if you wait for levels 3 and 6, at level 9, you'll be able to grab 2 perks right away. And then at level 12, you'll be able to grab another 2 perks right away. Is this a sandbox game? No. My understanding of a sandbox is you can, like, build things and move terrain around, right? That might be a misjudgment of sandbox games, but essentially, no. It is a... it's a fairly static RPG. Let's go ahead and move all of our chamomile. And how's our cheese doing? Freshness at 93. We'll have a look later at what we have for... Wow, we've got 410 nettle. That's great. All of these herbs we can pick up and come back for later. Yeah, let's have a look at our nourishment as well. Make sure we're not getting too hungry. Okay. Good. I don't think your energy actually goes down when you have not yet finished the first initial your first initial quests. Of course, we do have some quests here. We have to go talk to our dad, and we've got a few errands to run for him. But we're doing our daily workout, and it's leg day today, so we have to beg down for all of those squats and picking up all these herbs. Okay, time for a water break. Water is the best drink. Changed my mind. It's highly underrated. Very tasty. Okay. It mostly depends on the kind of water that you get. But I've got tap water, and it tastes great. Okay, my headphones just died. Let me go ahead and plug those in. I would turn on my speakers because I'm not really concerned about that. However, I'm not sure if my speakers would be picked up in the mic, so I don't want to risk it. Let's keep on going. Yeah, we'll be back through all this stuff again. To pick the more spread out stuff. I'm not sure if it actually affects us very much. But I think it'll still be important. Or it might actually still benefit us a bit. We can go through and scan the whole area later. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and cycle through all the different weapons and try to increase all of our stats fairly good. Strength, vitality, strength, vitality, agility. All of them will be pretty good. Agility is definitely slightly less important, or at least, maybe not less important, but it does seem to have less of a impact on, like, perks. Because there's not very good vitality perks, where on the other hand, strength perks can be amazing. I'm not sure if strength perks actually work for agility-based weapons, and I'd love to, if anyone knows that, I'd love to know. I guess it probably depends on the perk and the wording of the perk, but we'll have to look at that later. What's our herbalism's at now? Level 9. Hey, we're getting there. Good, good. Alright. Quirky, your internet is doing midnight maintenance, and since it's time for sleeping pills, catch up later. Good night, Quirky. Thank you very much for recommending that I get on this game sooner than later, as well as recommending using this as my next stream game. I am definitely going to love this a lot, and so both, of course, you can come back to see more of this next week. We'll be streaming this of course, today, as well as next week as well at 8 p.m. Go ahead and find us there. And then on Friday nights, we'll be back to Vintage Story, starting probably July 5th. And as soon as we're finished off our Skyrim, we'll be heading back to... as soon as we finish Skyrim on our channel, we're going to be moving into more of Kingdom Come Deliverance here, so you'll get to see more of that. But thank you, Quirky, for joining us. Good night, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for supporting the channel. You've been great. Love having you around. Thank you. All right, more nettles. Lots and lots of nettles. Really should be picking these up with gloves, but since we aren't, we got the vitality perk. Poisonous herbs. Yep. Let's have a look. Is some of our gear dirty yet? Nope. I figured I'd have a look. I guess it's just a black little splotch when it shows that your gear is dirty. And oh, marigolds. Very pretty. I like these flowers. They're very nice. One of the things I have a hard time finding is actually mint. I saw mint earlier, but they are just really hard to spot. I guess once I actually figure out what they look like, that's going to be important, because then we'll be able to pick them out later and see. Oh, hey, that's a mint plant. I need to grab that. It's not just a regular plant, and it is going to be useful for us. Oh, here's a quaint little path all the way around here. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and use this path to get to another high concentration herb place. Let's see what we can find. We have discovered a fast travel point.
Welcome, Henry.
Hey, everyone seems to like us. That's pleasant. Alright. Found some more nettle. And yeah. A lot of them is just found around roads, fences, that kind of stuff. Trying to take a few bites of food while also picking up herbs. We should be able to get quite a few levels up in Herbalism. I've heard people have gotten around as high as like level 17 just from picking up all the herbs. Not level 17 like main level, but Herbalism level 17 by picking up all of the herbs in Skalitz here. So that's going to be definitely a good jump start for our strength with the leg day perk. And of course we got all of the different other bonus stats from that. And are we there yet? Sorry, that was a little bit cliche. Are we there yet? Nope, not yet. A little bit left, and that will be Herbalism 10. And that'll be the leg day perk, getting us that much closer to the strength that we're going to be wanting to start out the game with here. Look at all these nettles. That should be it right there. Herbalism perk? Nope, maybe this one. We're picking up, like, yeah, there we go. New perk point available. We will be using that right away on the leg day perk. And this is incredible. Herb picking activity will add experience to your strength stat too. We're going to go ahead, grab that right now. That's going to be the biggest buff for us. Then we're going to want to grab botanist before we start selling all of our herbs in town, just to make sure that we're getting the most money out of the selling of our herbs. And that way we can grab all the gold from Skalitz before the evil attackers, the Cumans, come and try taking it all. What are these plants and are they harvestable? They don't look harvestable. Okay, now with Leg Day perk, we're going to be able to pick up literally everything in our path. Here, let's go ahead and just have a look at our strength. Let's see. Strength, we can see... We now have 5 XP after picking up herbs twice. We need 80 XP. So we're 6% with the picking up 2 herbs. So we should be able to get fairly decent strength just by this. Exciting. I should probably start being a little bit more strategic in where I'm going here. I'm just going to pick up a herb here and there. Some of them are hard to actually grab. I'm just going to pick up herbs until we get to a point where I can kind of just systematically go through the entire place, do some sweeps, make sure that we're not missing any of the herbs, and that way we should be able to get the most experience gain out of our very first day here in Skalitz. I think that it would be... I want to know a little bit more about the differences between heavy armor and light armor. Is one of the things that I would like to learn. And I was trying to find it out. And it seems like pretty well everyone goes for heavy armor. Unless they're going with a special stealth agility build. And yeah, that's fair. I know that you do get a light armor perk. I don't exactly... with agility you get a light armor perk, and I don't really know what it's about. Let's see, light armor. If you're not wearing plate armor, it'll be 50% easier for you to dodge strikes in combat. So if you're dodging, light armor is the way to go. And of course, with a high agility... you're definitely going to be able to dodge a lot better. So maybe this would be good. Yeah, let's, we'll see about that. We'll see. Light armor requires 8 in agility. And I guess there's also fast striker at 8. So I'm not sure if we're going to be wanting the light armor perk. What do we have for strength? Does that have something about, wearing armor? I don't think so. What about vitality? Nothing to do with armor. Okay. Combat. Defense. Golem. Your armor makes 30% more frightening impression in dialogues. Okay. Knight in shining armor. In sunny weather, the glint of your armor dazzles. The more plate armor components you wear, the higher the bonus. Is that the only perk for heavy armor? Well, either way, the heavy armor is going to be much more effective at actually absorbing damage you might want to take. So that is definitely something to consider. Whether we want to be more agile or and like consume less stamina while doing things, or if we want to be doing more of a I'm going to stand here, I will block and I will tank your hits, and then I will deal that damage back to you and you won't like it kind of build. So definitely some options there. Okay, I'm gonna start. Sheep are running wild here. I'm gonna start all the way at this fence, and then we're going to systematically work our way through the entirety of Skalitz here, looking for all the herbs. It'll take a little while. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it then. We will do our sweep. How are we gonna do this? Lengthwise like this. Keep an eye out for herbs going this way. This could work. I may as well get a few jumps in there, increase our vitality a little bit. It's not recommended that you just try to level up vitality in this way. Because yes, you only do get 1 XP for every 4 times you jump. Which is very, very slow. So there are much better ways to level than to just spend all of your time either hopping over fences or just jumping. But if you're on your way to something, I guess it's not a bad thing to do. Just you don't need to worry too much about it. I'm more just doing this as something to do right now that also just gives us a little bit of a benefit. There we go. There's a sage. I do want to go ahead and look directly at our strength as well again. So strength, we're at 22 XP. And if we were to pick something else up, like a sage over here, that 22 will go over to 23. Is that only 1 XP per herb? Does it matter how many herbs you pick up? So that one we picked up like 4 herbs right now. Let's go ahead and it went from 23 to 24. So it is just 1, it seems to be 1 point of XP every time we dip down. That doesn't seem quite right. But maybe. Oh, we overloaded again. Well, we can't have that. I cannot jump. Well, there goes our vitality strategy. Go, sheep. Yeah, we'll want to drop more herbs off at home. Once we get to level 15 in Herbalism, that's when we're going to make much better profit off of selling the herbs. I think I do want to try a little bit of agility and more of a light armor. I feel like I will have fun in that. We'll try it out, at least for a good amount of the early game, probably. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Once we start getting access to heavy armor, we'll consider swapping. And that all depends how we're feeling, what perks we've invested in, and things like that. Okay, any more on this field? I think most of the sheep have eating all the herbs we want here. That's not actually a thing that happens in the game. I'm just blaming them for me not finding as many herbs. That's fine though. Seems to be plenty around, and we can't get over this little tiny rock because we can't jump. We're currently overloaded by a large variety of herbs. I'm looking forward to seeing how much our strength actually does go up from this. Yeah, that'll be good to know. If it ends up getting too late and we end up going too long in this here, I could always continue this off camera. But this is part of the game too. This is how to start the game properly. And, well, at least if you want a starting boost to your stats. Because Henry really needs to do some working out. I don't know what age he is, or what he's been doing. I know that he helps his dad out as the blacksmith's son, but from what it seems, he's not exactly your strongest guy. He's pretty average. Some even say he's a little bit sickly. And maybe that's why he needs to pick up all of his herbs. But, he's got lots of growing to do. And, eventually, he'll be strong. He'll know strength. Alright, what's up, sheep? Why are you still yapping to me? That's just what they do. Sheep are sheep. Okay. Got some more chamomile here. That's nice. Probably more sage still around. I think I'm just going to go ahead and sweep a little the other way now. I think it's better, instead of sweeping vertically, if I sweep more horizontally, per se. I'm pretty sure these are like eyebright or something. Like, these look like one of the herbs in the game, but I'm not getting the option to interact with it and pick it up. Of course, we'll take those dandelions. It can be a little deceiving. As you can see, there are, like, visually flowers in the ground, but only certain ones of those flowers are actually dandelions and able to be picked up. What are these blue flowers? They're pretty. Can I not pick them up? I kind of want to. They look pretty. Maybe they're just flowers, maybe they're not herbs. Dandelions are herbs, though. Some may call them weeds, but they're still herbs. They're useful. I don't know in what, but they're useful, I'm sure. In some potions. Alright. I feel like it's almost about time to, that we're getting a strength perk, but maybe not. Let's have a look at it. 64 out of 80. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. Plenty more to pick up. One thing that I do appreciate about the Herbalism skill is when you are sweeping up a bunch of ingredients or a bunch of herbs, it'll only pick up herbs in an area when those things are of the same type as the herb that you originally tried to pick up. So either it won't pick up what you don't want to pick up, or it won't pick up everything in the area, and instead you can pick up things one at a time, or one type of thing at a time, and use that to further increase your strength skill with the leg D perk. I will go ahead and reach across the fence to grab these nettle. Thank you. Yeah, some of this stuff I don't think I can actually grab. Alright, Sheep, what are you up to? You guys causing mischief over there. Wouldn't be surprised, they're sheep. That's what sheep do. Alright. We've got chamomile and sage in this field. I feel like we've gotten quite a few sage now. Definitely have gotten a few sage. And looks like I've been missing some of the chamomile here as well. I'll make sure to grab all that. I will kind of just go ahead and start sweeping this. Oh right, I said I wanted to sweep in this direction. Looking for herbs. Oh, looks like there's more nettles across from the fence, or on the in and around the fence here. I'll make sure to grab those. There we go. Ah, and that will be our new perk point into strength. So we actually do get to assign a perk right away. And we could choose between two. Blocking an opponent's strikes with your shield will cost you 30% less stamina. That could be very useful if we are going with shields. Otherwise, it is not useful at all. So, I will definitely save this one for a good while. The other one is carrying dead or unconscious bodies won't cost you stamina. And the bodies only burden you half as much. Yeah, both of those are situational. Quite situational, I think. So I'm definitely waiting on those. We're going to look at some of the strength 4 perks probably. Carrying more weight is always good as a bit of a quality of life. And Clinch Master will be very important as well if we're going to be using those clinch. Yeah, if we're going to be using clinches. We'll have to learn more about clinches later. I only have a rudimentary understanding of clinches, but I think it either compares like strength stats, or maybe it compares warfare stats. And essentially whoever's is higher wins the clinch, and then you've got a small window of opportunity to weave in an attack while they're staggered. So, yeah, it definitely could be useful if you're built around it, because when you get too close to someone while you're blocking a weapon, that's what causes the clinch there. So, yeah, if you win, you're able to kind of push them back, stagger them a little bit, and then they will take a step back and actually be off balance or vulnerable to an attack that follows right after the actual clinch ends. So there are definitely some things that will be useful and valuable in the strength area, but I'm not sure if clinches are determined by like warfare stats or if they're determined by like strength stat, because that could very much change how or if we use clinches and how much we use blocks as an agility build. Because if we're doing plenty of agility, we'll be able to dodge around and not get hit as much. We'll be able to run away from enemies faster, or dodge just by moving backwards or feinting backwards or whatever. I just realized that, like, or just like, I know while I was playing in Conan, you can check out our streams of Conan on Wednesday nights around the same time, from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. And, like, yeah, we've been making this giant castle, but while I was playing in Conan, I did notice that... uh-oh. I lost my train of thought. We're talking about clinches, agility builds. The movement speed of your character, like in Conan, one of the agility perks is just that your character moves faster. It sounds like a really nice, like, bit of a quality of life thing because you're... Oh, what's the mint look like? It looks like these little tiny leaves here. That's a mint plant. Okay, I gotta keep an eye out for those little mint plants now. Those will be hard to find. Anyways, in the Conan agility, I just realized, like, once I got the perk, even though it seemed like it was more of a quality of life thing, it is incredibly impressive how much just gaining a little bit more movement speed changes the combat. If you're able to gain, 15-20% movement speed, and you are faster than the other person, or just if you're fast in general, you're often able to dodge or just even walk out of the way of some swings, right? Like, if someone's charging, like, a slow swing at you, what's stopping you from just walking backwards and then preparing a strike of your own where they'll either walk into or stumble into your attack? So, just having that little bit of extra movement to just back out of the way, keep out of range of your enemy, and then move into your enemy's range in order to get those attacks, I think that's going to be fairly valuable. Or at least hopefully it will be. Because that's kind of a game style that I wouldn't mind exploring. Alright, I do gotta keep an eye out for more of these mints though. They look like they're pretty elusive. Yeah, that's gonna be very hard to find them though. Like, they've got no color to them. It's just their shape that actually gives their positions away a little bit here. And when all you can see around you is green, that becomes much harder to do. Spot them, I mean.
God be with you, Henry.
Thank you. Good people. Alright. Alright, I guess we can't neglect things that are in the bushes here. Apparently there's a mint way back there that I definitely didn't see in all of the plants there. But there was one. I'm okay with that. And with that, this whole field is finished now. Let's have a little look at what we've got. We've got 29 XP on strength up to level 2. We're at a progress of 26%. And Herbalism is sitting at a total of 12 with 9%. 38 of 410 total XP. Alright, I forgot we were overloaded. Well, if we've got the time, or if we've got the inventory space, I'd like to pick up a few more things, and then head on back. Oops, not punching. Grabbing. Yeah, I would like to briefly head home just to drop off some herbs, because these are pretty heavy, and we are not able to move very quickly now because of it. Looks like I'm just grabbing a bunch of this stuff then. I don't really want to be going off course. We'll stop here. And we will continue our slow trek towards home. Grabbing the herbs on the way. Because if we're picking up all the herbs and we're slow, we may as well just take more things in our inventory and just have less trips to bring back later. Okay, wait, what did I just pick up? I thought I was picking up chamomile earlier. Could have been something else, but okay. Let's see. Looking for more herbs. We will find nettle down here. And should find a decent amount of it as well. Seems like everyone seems to know us and have a decently high opinion of us. That's good. If you press M, of course, you can see all of the map. So this is the size of the map. We're in the top right-hand corner. Wait, nope, that's the left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner. We'll actually also be able to see the reputation level. You can see this smiley face next to Skalitz. So everyone seems to actually kind of like us here. And is there any other way that we can find things like reputation? Oh, there. Reputation, Skalitz. We have 100 reputation in Skalitz with all of the villagers. They absolutely adore us for some reason. And that leads me to think that here in Skalitz, Henry hasn't actually been much of one to go with a life of crime. Maybe he might pick a few of those skills up, either to goof off with a few of his friends, or maybe to get into a little bit of trouble, or perhaps he just uses his skills as when they're practical.
Greetings, Henry.
Like need to open a lock? No problem. His dad's the blacksmith. Maybe he does a little bit of locksmithing here in the town as well. So maybe he just learned how locks work and how to pick them. And that's one reason to train and keep on increasing those skills. For stealth, well, Henry can be a little bit bold at times, but he often needs to learn to, well, shut up and be quiet most of the time. And the rest of the time, he needs to have a little bit of caution, per se, when making his decisions. Okay, it is. We do definitely move significantly faster the more that we're actually carrying. So it seems to be a bit of an exponential scale where if you're, 2/3 full, you move a lot more slower than if you're full. I mean, if you're 2/3 over full, yeah, 2/3 over full, you move much slower than if you were to just, oh yeah, I've got some items, I grabbed like one or two too many, and now I'm overweight. So let's go ahead and pile in all the rest of the herbs. This time we got 88 chamomile, 98 dandelion, 4 marigold, 16 mint, 665 nettle, that's well over 1,000 nettle now, 173 sage. Some of these are worth more than others. We got 1 thistle and 74 valerian. Hello, mother. Back we go. Is there anything actually that is extra heavy for us? 7.8 out of 74, huh? And now our clothes are dirty. And our charisma got reduced by like 2 to 4 points here. So let's go ahead and wash up while we can. Looks like there is another cooking pot out here just in case we get more hungry. Which our nourishment is down to 64. And our energy is not going down. So for this part of the tutorial, you don't have to worry about time or needing to sleep or any of that. It kind of just freezes everything in objective time. There's still like relative time, of course, because you can have all these conversations. People are going around you, but okay, time to. Well, I think we got a good quarter of Skalitz finished. There's quite a lot to Skalitz.
God save you, Henry.
And especially all those herbs. That was an impressive amount of them, especially just littered all around here.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
I discovered a blacksmith. And a trader. I thought my dad was the blacksmith. Is he a fake? Nah, he's probably fine. Ah, we got a quest starting up, huh?
Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had.
Water break.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
So
Matthew.
are such lords as
What's going on here?
Rosenberg,
Deutsche spouting
even
shit.
the Dukes Albrecht
What?
and
Just
Wilhelm
listen and
are
you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king
Yeah, he's
of
got a point.
Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzig is Wenceslaus' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your dear will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
Come on, guys. I'm busy with leg day. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this, guys. You go have your fun. They are my friends, but our mother wouldn't like it.
Not that I don't want to teach the Deutsch.
Yeah, we lost reputation, unfortunately.
I really don't have time.
Well, that's disappointing. Still, we can manage without you. Let's go, lads.
Honestly, hell. How could you possibly chance like this?
Yeah, I know. A real shame. Henry seems pretty loyal, though. He did stick up for, the king, and, that's pretty honorable. Even though people do call him kind of useless. But yeah, they are right about, the current lord being, the king's #1 supporter. I am here for herbs. I will be back for other quests later. Hopefully we can still call our friends up for some favors later, if we need them. Because yeah, we'll need to find some lockpicks for one of our quests later. Well, later on we've got a quest to do for our dad. And essentially he wants us to go ahead and... Uh-oh, that's the Deutsch's wife. What's he gonna say?
Hey, Henry's come to see us!
Lacing around the tavern again? Have you nothing better to do?
Not right now. No. What is the problem?
I hear you've been spouting nonsense about the king again. Do you want someone to poison our livestock? Have you no sense at all? Come home and stop disgracing us.
But I said hardly anything.
Shut up and come with me.
You tell him. You tell him. Looks like the deed's already done. Okay, I just lost audio here. 1 second. There we go. Yep, I had no part in that. Well, I had a little part in that, but not a big part in that, you know? Alright. Let's clean up this stuff again here. And move on to the next area. Headphones isn't quite working. Had this pair for a while. It's a nice pair. It's got good sound and it's very comfortable. But its connectivity isn't the greatest. Sometimes it'll either lose connection or it'll just lose power altogether. Probably time for an upgrade. Not that I have not that I exactly have that in the budget right now. But still wouldn't be a bad idea. Almost missed the Nils in the shadows. Am I gonna find anything else in here? No. Well, we do have marigolds out here, though. Okay, I do want to swing by to some other locations here to make sure that we haven't missed anything. I'll do this little triangle path area, and then I'll move on to the next place in and around that house there. Essentially everything everything past where those sheep were running around. Yeah. Hello, chickens. There we go. Some of them are hard to get a hold on there. Some of them can be a little tough to spot, especially the mint. The mints are very difficult to spot. I mentioned this before, but they are very, very sneaky. Sneaky mints. Yeah, and they're just really hard to pick out because they are entirely green in the middle of very tall other greenery. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move my way over to the fence line here. And yeah, we went through all that area. I am just going to start from here then. And I guess I'll go along this fence line, making sure we didn't miss anything here. We'll find some more dandelions here, but not a lot more else. And yeah, we are picking things up in a much wider area now. So, we should be able to sweep a good portion of them. Pretty easy to grab. Especially when they're in big clusters like that. Yep. Alright, let's turn headphones back on for some sound. Should have had a little bit of time to charge now. It's much less fun playing a game when you don't have sound to it. I love games with like really good ambient sounds or like music, like the Bard's Tale. Oh, the Bard's Tale music is beautiful. I was gonna say I could listen to that all day, but I actually have. I have intentionally just downloaded or yeah, set up the what was that perk? I missed it. Main level 1 perk point, strength 1 perk point, skill and herbalism now 13, just leveled up. Okay, that's what that was. Just making sure I didn't miss an important milestone there. But yeah, there have been times where I just downloaded the entire Bard's Tale soundtrack and just listened to it all straight. Just because it's just that good. I have also done the same with For the King, because they also did an incredible job with the For the King music. I just pick games with really good graphics and really good music. That's what I like to look for in a game. I want this marigold, thank you. Ah, wormwood. That's a new kind of plant here that I haven't seen very much of. So because it's a new one, I should make sure to keep my eye out for it more, because it looked like it wasn't interactable until I actually tried. And there are a lot of plants that can be sneaky in all of this grass. Some of them can just grow in the middle of bushes, too. What about these flowers? They are very pretty. Are we going to be able to find anything in them? Dandelions. We'll weed your nice flower garden for you. We got, yeah, dandelions. There's even a bit of sage in here. And any more? Yep, there we go. More dandelion, more sage. Somehow I missed the sage back here. I only found it because we went into the third-person animation there. How do you toggle for third person? Is that possible? Kinda wish it was. If so, it would be much easier taking pictures of my character, of Henry. Might not be an option though. I'll have to look into that a little bit. Looks like these guys still have some decent amount of nettle in and around their wood piles. We'll clean that up for them. Now we can go ahead and clear this area clear. Completely free. I didn't even see that chamomile. It was facing the opposite direction of us. This is valerian though. We'll take that. Thank you. Any other different types of herbs around here? Love to take these blue flowers, but they don't seem to be useful for something. Or for anything. Looks like we're still all good for dandelions. Oh, there's some. And something else that I entirely missed. that I just accidentally picked with just being beside it and clicking on something else that I had no idea what it was. Okay. Looking for more herbs. We've got more chamomile over here. We're gonna keep working our way around this area. And, yeah. These flowers... No, we're not able to do anything with those. In that case, looks like this entire area here is done then. I guess it's time to head out to a new area, I suppose. Yes, a bunch of bugs by the pile of manure that the friends were going ahead and using to redecorate the nicely done house. That is a new perk in strength. Only... Oh yeah, how many levels is that total? Is that level 3? It is level 3 in strength, so one more, and that is going to give us strength 4. And strength 4 is going to give us, yeah, a couple more good perks. One of them is going to be carrying capacity. What is the other one? Strength, we've got... Oh, right. Clinch Master and carrying capacity. Or Mule. I'm not sure who that is. Is that one of our friends? I don't remember all the names. How many were there? Were there 3 friends of ours? I think so. For a total of 4 of us together. Excuse me, chickens. I would like to grab these needles from you. And the valerian as well. Thank you, much obliged. There are definitely a lot more needles back here than I originally thought. And looks like we are over encumbered again here. Pretty sure we could just put infinite amount of things in our storage chest. Some of these things we definitely should look at selling as well, so. Looking, we got more dandelion here. It is kind of difficult in the tall grass, fairly thick. And I think I'm going to go ahead and hug the other fence here. This is kind of a wall right here. So I'll grab what I can and then I'll move on towards this fence, coming back for this area. That is a lot of dandelion though. And there's a lot of dandelion. Here we go. Wonder if we're gonna get any new herb types around here. I guess we got like what, one of the wormwood, and actually there's some more there. More wormwood. Still haven't figured out what these ones are called. They look like belladonna, but they're not labeled. Okay, it's kind of hard to see in here. What if we use sneak? Allows us to see different things here. Of course, we're not actually seeing them, we're just looking at them without noticing. Yeah, anyways, whatever you want to call it. Kinda wish you could collect butterflies. But then again, they're pretty. They can stay in the world. They can come with me and populate my flower garden, though. I think that is actually definitely an option. Well. Quite the stream, just picking a bunch of herbs. Let's see. Update on our strength skill. 23% to level 4 in strength. Yeah, it'll definitely be a little while yet before we get all the way up to an additional level. And oh, I guess there's this big field that we need to work down, and then there's only one more area, I guess including the central area. Like, we're almost done this whole side, I think. Of course, we got this area, which is not small. Yeah, I kind of honestly forgot how many herbs were here. And people were saying that it took them like about 40 minutes or so to pick up all of the herbs. It is taking me longer. And I'm not sure exactly how accurate that's going to be. We are over encumbered again, so we will be taking a stop to home. That's the place. Yeah, we actually have two objectives here. One is to go to our father, and two, we've got a sword fighting lesson apparently here in town. Yeah. I'm probably just going to wait to chat with our father for a little while here. That way, when he gets us to do his errands, and he asks for... I don't remember what he asks for, but he wants a drink, like a cold alcoholic beverage from the tavern. And if you do all this stuff before, like after you start that quest... And after he gives you, after he gives you the different tasks to go out and accomplish, he ends up complaining that it's too cold, by the time we actually get everything done, if we've delayed. Oh, wait a second. Huh. Okay, wrong way. I just put all of my stuff into my inventory for a total of 279 weight. Let's go the opposite way. So, in total so far we've collected 139 chamomile, 631 dandelion, 14 marigold, 16 mint, 1.4 thousand nettle, 227 sage, 12 scholar's worts, 7 thistles, 215 valerian, and some wormwood. Good, nice. Apple and cheese can stay in pocket. We need a bath again, or at least to wash our clothes. Oh. It was a long day today. Starting to get a little bit tired here. Maybe, since it is a little bit past midnight, at least on my time, should look at starting to close up a little bit here. So nice being able to move fast again, though. Oh yes, stamina. And food, huh? Nourishment is at 50. Which means we will need to go ahead and eat some of these things. Get that nourishment up as much as we can, and find a wash basin to wash up with. There was one right by our house, and I kind of just forgot about it.
Kettles for water, baskets for goods, and torches for the night. I have it all.
Well, grab the patch of nettles in here. Oh wow, that grabbed all of that nettle. That was quite a big chunk. On both sides of the fence as well. Is this somewhere we could just walk through? Okay. I wanted to try. There we go. Wash yourself a little bit in the trough here. That should clean our clothes a little bit. Oh, shiver. Or dandelion. What do we have on the other side of this? The answer is more things to collect. I'm going to go back to where we were looking earlier. Looks like I missed a few dandelion. Is she reading a... No, she's not reading a book. The way that she was posed, it looked like she was reading a book. I'm like, can you read? Can you teach me how to read, please? And no, she's just working on her loom. It makes quite a bit more sense. I want to pick up the dandelions, please. Okay. Oops. Trying to find the spot to pick up the valerian. There we go. Okay, I will just go ahead and go all the way to the back wall here. Because this is the other side of the wall that we left off on at the very beginning. Or not at the very beginning, but yeah, the sheep were over here earlier. More in the like corner between the two plots, actually. After we walked with them and chased them down a little bit. They didn't want to go much further than that, though. It would seem. I didn't want to really... Yeah. Okay. Dandelion, marigolds. Yes, they are. I like the colors. Quite nice colors. Orange is quite a nice color, actually. The best way to eat your bell peppers, in my personal opinion. Orange. The orange bell peppers are my favorite. They just kind of seem to strike that balance. Red's pretty good too. Of course, green is kind of underripe. Okay. Apart from that, though, we've got some more valerian to pick up. Come on, there we go. My tired eyes are seeing things. I thought I saw some valuables on the floor there. We do have that dandelions, though. Those are valuable enough for me. And this isn't wormwood. That's deceptive. This stuff very closely resembled the wormwood from earlier. Did I miss any plants over here? Still lots of dandelion. It looks like there's a few more valerian as well. We can grab them. Not too hard. And dandelions are over there. Okay, I am now slightly starting to convince the real dandelions from the fake ones. And looks like we've got a little bit more to find here. Quite a bit more. There are so many herbs here in Skalitz. Go. Oh, that's a very interesting and brightly colored butterfly. It was flapping around in midair, and it caused me to do a little bit of a double take there. It looked like a merlin. No, is it a merlin fish? No, it's a clownfish. It reminded me of a clownfish, kind of just swimming along. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately there's not a whole lot of exciting to do in this area. I could talk about more perks, but without actually remembering or looking at the perks, I'm not going to really be able to get them well enough. I, of course, only heard it kind of mostly by recital. Or, I mean, jeez. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. I am getting quite tired. I'm just starting to say things, and then I'm realizing I didn't know what I said 5 seconds ago, and I have no idea how relevant it was. It is about that time that I'm going to be heading to bed. You know what? I'll go another 15 minutes. We'll see if we can clear this entire side before we start. And let's see if we can get to possibly even do strength level 4 by the end of stream today. And I don't think that should be too much of an insurmountable challenge. Alright. One thing that I should do, though, is get some water. I have been very dehydrated all day. We're working outside, and honestly, it's been very, very nice weather. I've been loving the weather the past long while. I'm not sure how about you guys, but over here in good central Canada, it has been raining a lot, and I absolutely love the rain. There's lots of rain, there's lots of, like, cloud, or, like, light rain, or partial rain. There's even some thunderstorms going on. And I think, actually, in a good 2 or 3 hours, there's supposed to be more rain, and then there's thunderstorms again tomorrow. Lots of that going around. But today it actually cleared up, and it was quite hot outside. And with all of that rain, so came the mosquitoes. And they were a bit of a pest today. I'm probably going to be finding mosquito bites all over for the next 2 days here. But after that much rain, it is kind of nice to have a nice hot day here and there. Yeah. Kind of been enjoying working outside. I haven't been getting nearly enough outside time. I spend a lot of time doing things on the computer, doing things like streaming or recording for you guys, or quite often we do interior painting work, so we don't end up going outside all that often. Okay, for real though, I need some water. Water's important. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot to put in my hours in today. I need to remember to do that. Mark my hours on my timesheet. Let's see. I worked from 10 this morning to exactly 8:30 today. Which is why stream got up so late. Because we were actually working at 8:30 and then we actually still had to drive home. Yeah. If you're sticking around still to the end of stream, I'll be going another, like, 12 minutes here. But yeah, I got some water, so I should be able to stay awake long enough to reach our next perk. Talking about perks, when do we get it at? What's our current XP? 63%. Okay, that's gonna take a little bit longer. Total of 51 more actions, I guess. So, I think we can get up to strength 4. I am assuming so anyways. Like, there is quite a bit left. Like, I'm sure we could get it up that high. I forget what perk we were going with. Was it the carrying weight? Were we going for multiple? Or are there some strength perks that we want to instead wait for and see if we can get a bunch of the good strength perks later? It's like, if you've got like a tough choice between 2 different strength perks, say that both came in at like level, let's say level 6, and you got points at level 2 and level 4, if you don't care very much about the level 2 and the level 4 perks, or I guess even if you wanted like the level 4 perk but you didn't want the level 2 perk, and then you come to the level 6 perks and it's like, I am having a really hard time choosing. These are both great perks. If you plan it well enough out ahead of time, you're able to just save that point and grab both. So, it is a bit of opportunity cost. Although usually you do get enough perk points that you can get almost all of them, if not all of them, by the very end. But that's taking like level 20 in... yeah, that takes like getting your skill level up to level 20, which is definitely time consuming, and yeah, it takes a good while to get your strength to get a main stat up that high. Yeah. There are other ways to do it, of course. Like increasing, yeah, you could increase your strength quite easily by, was it strength? I guess strength isn't a super great example. Strength is by combat training. Okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, there are definitely certain ways that are like, this is the faster way to level up your experience. And, I'm pretty sure some of those things is just... Oh, wormwood. I almost missed that one. Ah, nice! There it is. That's level 15 in Herbalism. Okay, let's finish that last thought first. Grabbing, like, strength. One way to increase your strength, very well, and I guess I'll just grab the botanist perk here. We'll grab horsenip later. One solid way to increase your strength, I think, just by, like, getting the... I'm not sure if this is strength, or if it's just, like, bow skill, weapon skills, archery, that kind of stuff. Because I don't remember if this is specifically for archery skill, or if it's for your main stats. So, take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but I know that you're able to, like, gain significantly more XP when when you get a killing or finishing blow on a target, not a target, like a creature or a animal or something. It's like, so you get a certain amount of XP, and I can't grab this thing, can I? Doesn't look like it. So, like, you get a certain amount of XP for completing a action, like, oh, I'm going to hit this person with this bow and arrow, and that'll give you a bit of XP. If you get the killing blow, oh hey, reached a new level in main level. Does that mean our strength went up again? No. What did we get main level for? Oh. Oh, I see. So main level does not go up from completing, like gaining more stat points. It's from gaining XP in those stat points. That makes a little bit more sense, I think. So, because we've got, you know, a bit in vitality and a bit in strength, the amount of skill gain that we've gotten from these is enough to contribute to a new level in main level. So it's not just the +2 in strength that's contributing. Or the 3 points in strength. Okay, where was I? Oh, bother. Trying to carry on new conversations. If you were to, like, get a killing blow on a target, you're gonna get a lot more XP than you would get from just hitting the same target over and over again with an arrow. Right? Like, if you've got, like, this big, really tough enemy that you're just gonna be, like, pelting with arrows, each shot will give you a bit of XP if you've landed the hit correctly. But if you were to kill a target with that, it's going to give you probably like 4 or maybe 5 times the amount of XP that it would usually give for a hit. So that actually means that sometimes leveling on lower level targets is actually going to be more beneficial. And not even just lower level targets, but it could be also just, you could attack a animal. Like, it could be like a sheep that you could kill, and you're going to get just as much XP from killing a sheep as you would get from killing a highly skilled, heavily armored opponent. This is just what I heard, and this very well might have been info that was on like Kingdom Come Deliverance release. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. They might have made some changes. I know that lockpicking was something that they changed a bunch. And, yeah, there was, like, a lot of people that were having an issue with lockpicking and were complaining about that, so... yeah, that... The level up system could have changed, but from my understanding, like, I was just listening to a video, and you just get, like, it was giving the exact values of XP that you get from each action. So, like, it was a lot of info that just kind of got dumped into my head while I was busy focusing and doing other things with, like, doing work. Like, if I've got something that I'm, like, super interested in at the moment, like, if I want to listen to or learn about this one game, I'll just put on some YouTube guides or whatever, and I'll get it to teach me about this game. Also, is this a whole different area that we can use? I thought we were going to be finished this side. This place is definitely much bigger than I thought originally. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I listen to things during my work, because, well, it's my dad's business, and we kind of just spend our time either entertaining ourselves with a nice audiobook, or getting more information, whatever that might mean. Like, oh hey, I'm interested right now in building a D&D character, so I'm gonna research a whole bunch of stuff on D&D specifically to do with that character, and it's something that I enjoy. A fun pastime. And, yeah, one of those things was I didn't end up getting a chance to, well, to open up the game and, do more of the research on Kingdom Come Deliverance by myself. Like, I didn't get to play it before actually starting the stream today. So it was nice just having that extra little bit of info that I gave at like the start of the stream, where I was just like, yeah, here you go. Here are your tips. Here's your info, and I learned this stuff because I was just listening to guides and other stuff online. Dandelion. This stuff is hard to see in. At least we got lots of dandelion in it, and those are fairly bright yellow and easy to see. Alright. Yeah, like, this place is huge. So many trees, so much grass, kind of a lot of unused space for the most part. Huh. I'm just realizing that, in my focus on the stream and the late day at work today, I don't think I even remembered to grab a video for tomorrow for the Bard's Tale. Maybe I should be heading to bed soon so I can get up early and get one recorded for you guys. I've been missing a few of those lately. I was spending a good amount of time with Ella before she headed out on her trip back home. She is the oldest of three girls, and the older of her two siblings graduates this year. So today was her graduation party. Or her graduation, and yeah, yesterday she oh, we already went through this part, I think. Yesterday she flew out to go join them for that. So yeah, I've got to find my own things to entertain myself with. But yeah, she's been enjoying the family out there, and but yeah, I wanted to spend some time with her before she left. She's gone for like 10 days, so yeah, I'll have to wait a little bit for her to return, and that's fine. I am totally capable of oh, new perk. There we go. I said I wanted to do that before we left off today, so I guess it's telling me to go to bed. Yeah, I'm definitely capable of entertaining myself. What are video games for, right? Yeah, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I think I will just start wrapping up there. There is still plenty more. We're not even, like... Oh, we can't jump there, huh? Overloaded, huh? Okay. I want to collect these plants, but they're so confusing. Like, they look like they should be collectible. But they're just haunting me. Yeah, I'd like to get more of those Bard Tales out, and maybe I'll even manage to do some batch recording of that, so I don't have to keep. So I don't miss days here, and yeah, I'd like to get that all out properly. I'm not sure if that's something that you guys are interested in. It hasn't been getting a whole lot of views on the channel, but that's probably just mostly on par with a longer video series of a fairly unpopular game. It's something that I loved, so I figured I'd do it. And better now when I'm kind of still doing the whole learning of the YouTube and how to either make like good conversation or give valuable information or try to keep the pace of a game moving in the meantime of like talking and explaining things. Like a lot of the time I'll just like want to stop and stop and explain things having nothing on the screen, and that way like it just helps my mind work through things. Like if I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this so that people understand it, I have to like stop what I'm doing and stop like what I am like looking at, because like me looking around picking herbs is something that that takes my attention, but so does my thinking. Like I actually have to like you know, piece things out. And, yeah, if I can, like, manage to do something that is heavily intensive on the thinking, like, for example, if I'm doing a combat in the Bard's Tale, and, like, that's a whole puzzle there, right? And it takes some maneuvering and some thinking. I don't exactly need to say, oh hey, let's move this person here, let's move this person here. You guys are seeing that, so if you want to see that, it's there. But at the same time, if there's something else that's like, I want to talk about this, and I think this is important, I want to be able to kind of do a little bit of multitasking in that case. So I'm gonna be trying to work on that more, where I'm gonna be trying to keep the game flowing. Yeah, while doing as much as I can to explain things well enough that you guys can understand what I'm saying, and at the same time you have something pleasant to be looking at and watching in the meantime. So that's kind of what I've been that's kind of one of my big goals for, I guess, just my own personal improvement. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and drop off the rest of the herbs that we gathered today. I think we're almost finished with that whole side. On the bright side, that is the much bigger side. I think we're about... We went through all this area. I think there's still this area left. So we're going to have this spot to do. And then we'll have to do... take a peek in front of the storefronts. We have, like, just these areas to go through. And a lot of things just are around buildings and fences. Keep an eye out on that. And then we do have a bit of this open stuff that we already started doing, but we'll get back to it. Most of the stuff we've gotten, at least 2/3, I'd say now, of the herbalism. Probably more. And that brought us all the way to Herbalism 15. We're nearly Herbalism 16, so that means we are only, I guess, 4 and a bit levels away from entirely maxing out our herbalism skill. That'll allow us to get that last perk. And, yeah, our strength has been going up good as well, which is great. And we'll actually be able to go ahead and, before we stop for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and just have a brief look at the level 4 strength perks to see if I want to grab, like, if there's one that I, like, really want to grab right away, or if it's something that I can just, you know, go ahead and wait on a little bit. But, okay, inventory. 15 more chamomile, 812 more dandelion, 12 more marigold, 36 more nettle, 128 sage, 113 valerian, and 41 wormwood. That is an impressive stash. Let's see how much we got. 141 or 49 chamomile, 1.4k dandelions, 26 marigolds, 16 mint, 1.4k nettle, 355 sage, 12 St. John's wort, 7 thistle, 328 valerian, and 47 wormwood. Nice. Well done. We did good. We got a lot done there. I'm gonna pop my head outside the door, wash up, because we got dirty and all that gardening. And with that, let's go ahead and have a look at this last perk point, or this next perk point that we get here. See if it's worth it. and then we'll call it for today. Let's see, we've got 2 perk points available in strength. Let's go ahead and look. We've got Gravedigger, which is the carrying dead and unconscious bodies. Stronghold is for blocking with a shield. Clinch Master gives a 40% higher chance of overpowering your opponent in a clinch. Before I want to get that, I want to discover if it is worthwhile to grab Clinch Master, because I want to know what stat clinches actually scale off of. If strength is what determines it, and we're going a lot into agility and little into strength, we are not going to want to be using clinches, because more than likely we'll want to be either moving around because of our agility, or we will not wanting to be using clinches at all because we're likely to be overpowered ourselves. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Mule being able to carry more is definitely going to be beneficial. And let's see, other things coming at level 6 is Boar, depleting an opponent's health and stamina by bumping into them at a sprint. This effect is increased if your armor is heavier than his. If we're going light armor again, that's probably not going to be the biggest benefit then. Tight Grip, though, your stamina regeneration will not slow down in combat, even on the weapon backswing. This is going to be the biggest perk for what we need here. That's going to be great in all aspects of combat here. Just making sure that our stamina is constantly regenerating. Because while you're trying to hold an attack or use an attack, and like you're ready to charge, you've got the weapon behind you and you're ready to swing the sword, you're not regaining the stamina that you're spending to swing the sword, or some of the previous attacks that you spent stamina on. This allows you to just constantly be getting more of that. There are things like the heavy swing and the other swing from the agility tree, where either attacks will cost less stamina, but deal less damage, or cause greater damage but costs more stamina. So there's one there's heavy swing for strength. There's another one for agility. 10% greater chance of knocking out an opponent with a blow to the head. Interesting. And then of course we got Mule 2, Mule 3. I'm not sure if that is additively or if it's like, oh, 15 pounds. Plus 20, plus 25. I am assuming that would be like a total of like 60 total carrying capacity more, because 15, that's 35, 40, 60, yeah. So I'm assuming that would be like 60, adding 60 more to our maximum weight level. That would be good. There's also Dreadful. Foes less likely to flee from combat with you. Oh, foes will be more likely to flee from combat. The ones who do fight will be less determined. That's the only level 14 skill, but it's definitely worthwhile. I don't know if it's worthwhile, but it might be. Agility, you're looking for reduced falling damage. You're looking for attack chains demanding less stamina, but dealing less damage. We got light armor, where you've got easier dodges if you're not wearing heavy armor. You've got perfect throw for gambling, and you've got taunt, A successful evasion during combat will lower your opponent's morale. I'm not sure what morale properly does in this game. I still have plenty more to learn, and if you guys have any information still for me, I'd love to hear more about this game in the comments below, or I guess, I guess it'll be comments once it turns into a proper VOD video thing. Thank you all for joining us. Please, go ahead and drop a like if you enjoyed the episode, or if you enjoyed my banter. We'll be getting definitely more into the game, into plenty of action. There is lots more to come. This is just a special request from Quirky, one of our good supporters on the channel. She just wanted to see everything. She wanted to see the start with the grabbing all the herbs, the leveling of the herbalist skill, and working with the leg day perk. She wanted to see all that, so I went with it, and I decided that's what we're gonna do. So we'll be back here for a little bit more Herbalism next week, and then we'll be moving on and getting on with the quest. We've got a couple errands from our father to run, and we've also got well, there's gonna be an attack, and we're gonna get through more of the story quest next time. Hope to see you all there. Thank you for joining us. A pleasure having you. Thank you both to Quirky, who is now asleep, and James as well. Thank you for joining us. A pleasure having you. A good night. And for anyone else who is in the chat or decided to join us, I'm glad that you could. And for sure, drop a comment in the chat any chance you get, and I'd love to have you there, and just to say hi. Not asking anything more, just say hi. Drop a like on the video maybe, and if you want to see more of this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell for notifications. More notifications will be available in the Discord, and the link is in the description below for that. As always, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful upcoming weekend. And until next time, everyone, a farewell to you.